I've lost count of what day it is today. Today, I do believe it is Sunday, the 9th of April. So good morning, everybody. It's good morning for another 30 seconds, and then I probably should be saying good afternoon. I'm not even quite sure whether we're live yet or whether we've gone live yet. So, Chris, are we actually live?
We are actually live and people are starting to log on.
Oh, good. So, all right then. So, oh yes, I can see now. So, good morning, everybody. Today is the 9th of April and it's Mother's
May.
Day. Oh, 9th of May. How could I forget the month? This is our celebratory month. This is the month when we celebrate the 25th anniversary of my, sorry, I've got an itchy nose here, of my first book, The Eagle and the Rose. Now then, so first of all, before we begin, I would like to say good morning to Grey Eagle, who, as always, is standing to my right side. And I have to tell you, I've got somebody giggling on my left side, and I know it's my daddy who's coming. He always comes into the kitchen if I'm doing something that he likes, and he loves fish, being a fisherman. He taught me how to gut a fish many, many years ago. And I would also like to say good morning to Chris. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day to you, Chris, and happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. So, because we're having our celebratory May, last week I decided that I was going to do a really delicious recipe for cream cheese. And yes, can you guess that I might have some here with me? Look at this. Some cream cheese, everybody. A little bit of cream cheese that I made, that we made last week. And I think, don't you think I should, because I'm the cook after all, so don't you think I should try a little bit of it? Believe it or not, you're going to think I'm very weird. Oh, look. I was going to put it on some cauliflower, but it just popped into my mouth. Mm-hmm. So here we go with a little tiny bit of cauliflower. Just to show you, there are 1,000 ways that you can eat this cream cheese. With crackers, with fruit, on its own. With vegetables, oh yes. Oh, yummy. So, sorry. So, cream cheese and peaches, although we did use melon and what else did we use? Pear last week. So that's our appetizer. I do apologise for chomping away. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Parmesan fish. Now, usually, sorry, I'll finish chomping in a minute. Usually, I use a cod, but I also love grouper. And so we're going to take this fabulous piece of grouper. Wait till you see it. Oh, gosh, it's good. So we're going to take this lovely grouper, and I'm going to show you how to, it's the easiest thing in the world to make. Honestly, it really is. And we're going to bake it, and the oven is already on and it's already heated. So let's get going. So first of all, unveiling the fish, we have, let me put this in the refrigerator. Okay. We have this delicious grouper. I don't know how well you can see that. How well can you see it, Chris?
Oh, we can see both pieces, Rosemary.
Well, actually, it's one whole piece.
Is it really?
It's a whole grouper, yes. One whole piece. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you can see that I've tucked the tail underneath just a little bit. Because when we're going to cook it, the tail end or the thin end is the end that it obviously is going to cook quicker. So I've tucked it under so that it doesn't dry out too much. So here are our ingredients. We have mayonnaise. We have a Tabasco. We have Parmesan cheese. What else do we have? Oh, we have spring onions. I know that all of you in America are thinking, what? What are spring onions? To the Americans known as scallions. They have chopped them. Here's what they look like, just in case you're in doubt. There, that's them. I've used 3 good size ones here. Don't use the green tops. and I've sliced them as thinly. I don't know if you can see that, but almost as thin that you can see through them. I've sliced them really, really thinly. So first of all, we're going to use the mayonnaise. Now, I do believe that Chris has put the recipe for you. I'm looking at the fish. Now, I'm eyeballing it. So I'm looking at the fish, and I want enough to spread over the fish fairly thickly, but not too thickly. So I'm just going to drop this, I don't know, maybe a tiny drop more in there. It's probably about 3 tablespoons, I'm going to guess at. Okay, so what I do is, when I'm cooking, I use this black board. Put all my ingredients on to begin, and then when I use them, I take them off the blackboard, and then I know that I've not missed an ingredient. I forgot. We are going to, where is it? We're going to put a little black pepper over the fish. This fish has its skin on it, but and I'm also going to put a nice amount of fresh ground sea salt on there. This fish has its skin on, but if you would rather do it without the skin, that's fine. I always, when I'm going to my fishmonger or the guy who sells the fish, I always say to him, could you skin it for me? And I do like to have salmon which is skinned sometimes, but this is going to have a nice crispy bottom to it because I'm baking it in the oven. But I probably won't eat the skin, but I like to keep it on to keep the flavour in. So now, what am I doing now? Into the mayonnaise it goes. You can have it as hot or as mild as you like, but remember it's fish and we don't want to take away the flavour of the fish. So all I'm doing is, that's it. Did you see those few little drops? I don't know. Can you see, Chris? Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, well, the good news is in your cookbook, you give the ingredients. So that's 3 to 4 drops of Tabasco sauce.
Right. Okay. And now I'm going, so the mayonnaise, the Tabasco, mix it in really well into the mayo. Drop in the scallions. Mix them really well. And it's already looking good to me. If you want to put more scallions in, you can, obviously. You can put as many in as you like. But again, when you have a fish like grouper, and it's just a delicious, sort of slightly sweet, mild tasting fish, but quite fleshy. And you can see this piece is quite large, and it's nice and thick in the middle. So when you have something like this, you know, be careful if you're going to season it. Just make sure, will you, that you don't overpower the fish. And into that, so that's all mixed. Can you see how easy this is? Oh gosh, I'm sweating with the amount of labour, this intensive labour. I've got some nice chunky grated Parmesan, and in it goes. And just again, eyeball it. I want this mixture to be sort of nice and thick, if I can get it nice and thick, so that I can spread it. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that's lovely. Maybe just because I'm going to put a tiny bit more. All of the ingredients, I think Chris has written them up for you, the measurements and everything. So I like to eyeball things because, you know, if it says, if in the recipe book it says, let's say 8 ounces of this and 4 ounces of that, and you don't want it because you're on your own, you're a single person, then you can always, you know, sort of cut the recipe in half, or as I'm doing here. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but if I lift it up, it's really thick. Plop and plop. The mayo is going to keep the fish deliciously moist. So and the Parmesan on the top is hopefully going to melt in the oven. This is one of my favorite things to do. Favorite things to make, favorite things to eat. So this fish, how well can you see this, Chris?
We can see it all, Rosemary.
Okay, so all I'm going to do now is plop it on with, you don't don't have to be, don't have to be too careful with it. What I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to just try and coat the surface of the fish. And as you can see, it's not, even though it looks to be a lot, it's a big piece of fish. So I'm not coating it too thickly. In fact, in places you can actually see through to the fish. So, I might as well mind tag. I mean, I'm a waste, not want, not person. So I'm sort of doing the tail. I'm trying to cover the edges a little bit. So, and voila. Now, can you tell me if there's anything easier that you could possibly make than this? So I don't need to sprinkle cheese on the top of it because there's enough in there. When the oven gets nice and hot, the mayo will sort of melt into the fish. The cheese will melt into the mayo, and you'll have a nice, bubbly, crusty top to that. So I'm putting this now into a 400-degree oven on a higher shelf, not the highest, but on a little bit higher shelf than the middle shelf. And I'm going to leave it in there for about, I don't know, 20, shall we ever go at 20 minutes and see what happens? Might take 5 minutes longer, but let's see what happens. I think a good 20 minutes on a nice hot oven should do the trick. So that's what we're doing now. Okay.
Rosemary, Maggie wants to know, she doesn't eat much grouper. Is it a fishy fish?
Sorry, what?
Is it a fishy fish?
Oh, is grouper a fishy fish?
Yes.
No. Do you know, I know exactly what you mean, Maggie. Sometimes you have a fish and you can smell it. And when you cook it, the whole kitchen smells of fish. This, not really so much at all. It's a very mild fish. It doesn't taste fishy, actually. It tastes more, it's a more meaty fish. It's a really nice mild flavor, which is why we sort of put a little Tabasco in there to pop it up a little, to pop that flavor up a little bit. But it's so delicious. It's so good. It's so fantastic to eat. It's one of my favorites. If you go to your fishmonger and say, I've never tried it before, can I have a little piece to taste? He'll give you a little piece and you can take it home and you can bake it or you can pan fry it, or I like mine baked because that way I make sure it's sort of going all the way through and the fish, the skin on the bottom is doing its job and keeping the fish moist. So while that is in the oven, let me see. That took, with me talking to you, less than 15 minutes. So it took me about 12 minutes to put it all together. Let's do Alexa, shall we? Alexa, timer for 20 minutes. Now
20 minutes, starting now.
Don't we love Alexa?
By the way, when you see the yellow light ring on your device, it means you have a notification or message. Just say, read my notifications.
Okay, thank you. All right. We're moving away from that. So we're moving all of this away. So every time I use an ingredient, as I've said to you, I like to move it off of it. Well, usually if I'm on my own, I put it away. Like I would put this away in the refrigerator. I would put the bowls in the dishwasher. I like to move everything out of the way so that everything that is left on the board. What we are going to do? Everything we have left on the board, I know that I'm going to do something with. So here we have some sour cream, some sweet chili sauce, and some, yes, I know you all say Worcestershire, but it's really Worcester sauce, and it's delicious. So we're going to use that as well. So I'm going to show you how to make this sauce. Again, you'll break out in a sweat, it's going to be hard going for all of you, I have to tell you. We are going to mix this sauce. This sauce, even if I do say so myself, and this is my own creation, is the best, the most delicious, and oh golly, the tastiest sauce. You can use this for fish, which I do all the time. You can use it for crab claws. You can use it for any fish or shellfish. You can use it for chicken, and I've even tried it with sort of cold roast beef, slices of cold roast beef with this just drizzled on the top. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So again, we've got the sour cream, we've got the sweet chili sauce, and we've got the Worcester sauce. Now, here is the recipe, it's simple. However much sour cream you put in the bowl, and we're going to put in 6 ounces, fluid ounces, okay? So we're going to put in roughly 6 ounces. So I'm going to put then 3 ounces of the chili sauce. Have you got it? So it's half of the sour cream. I'm going to put in 1.5 ounces. So we're halving, and we're putting the full, we're halving it, we're halving it. That's it. It's that simple. So let's eyeball this a little bit. I love sour cream in this stuff. I don't like it on its own, and I see people put it on baked potatoes, and it sort of makes me think, oh no, I don't want that. Let's put a little tiny bit more in. And remember, you know, it's actually better if you, to be honest, it's better if you use a see-through jug, which I do have, but I wanted to whisk it, so I didn't use it. This is my favourite jug of all time. We need a bit more, so let's try a bit more. And in there. So I'm looking to have in here 6 ounces, because it's only me, although my friend might come over. So that's roughly 6 ounces. Now, I do have a bit of leftover chili sauce, and because I don't want to waste it, I'm just using that as well. So we're going to throw that out. So now if I've got 6 ounces, now what I'm looking at, I now want it to get up to 9 ounces. I made a mess there, but you know what, it's a live show. Do we care? We don't really care, do we? All right then. Okay. So we mop that up. Get rid of that. Okay. So in goes that. And let's put a bit more of this in. So I'm looking to gain about 9 ounces now of the sweet chili sauce. You can get sweet chili sauce if it comes up. You can get sweet chili sauce from anywhere pretty much. Let's see. Eyeballing again. Tiny bit more. That should do it. I'm a great eyeballer of food. There. Put that on there. And now, what did I say I wanted? So if I've used 6 ounces of this, and then if I've used, 6 ounces of this, and then 3 ounces of the sweet chili sauce, what am I looking for now? I'm looking for 1.5 ounces of the Worcester sauce. So here we go. I have tried this instead of Worcester sauce. I have tried it with a nice soy sauce, but I prefer this. But the other works. And again, why don't you just experiment? Because that's what this is all about, right? So here we go. So I'm looking for. Wait a minute. Can anybody do the math? 6 and 3 is 9. And so on, 10.5 ounces roughly. So let's see, where am I at? Oh, look, I'm nearly there. And there I am. And remember, I am going to taste it. So let's get my other spatula here. I love my spatulas. Oh, I can't wait for this. I have to tell you that I simply can't wait for this. Can you see what I'm doing here I'm making sure, because, you know, when you celebrate, I think the last thing you want to do if you're celebrating and you're having a party and you're having a few friends around, I think the last thing you really want to do, right, is to spend 2 solid days trying to cook and make everything good for everybody. And so we've got here the simplest, the easiest recipes in the world. Now, here's my fabulous Swiss whisk. You ever seen one of these? You can get them on Amazon. They are great. You can get smaller ones than this. I'm using a non-skid to put my jug on so that the bowl doesn't fly all over the place, we hope. And we're just going to start off very gently. You can use a spoon. If you don't have a whisk, use a spoon. Use a wooden spoon. And, you don't. So we press this down and up and down and up. And pretty soon now, we've got it going. Oh, gosh, this is such a tough sauce to make. So here we go. And could you believe it's finished? It's done. It's made. It's actually, oh my golly gosh, it is. It looks really, really good. Can you see it splodging everywhere? I'll give it a little stir around. A nice little tap. And let's taste. Yummy. I love this. So wait a minute. I'll be back in 1 second. Can you believe that it's taken me 20 minutes? And we've got this fantastic, aside from the cooking time, we've got this fantastic meal. Now with the fish, I would probably serve, I don't know, a nice salad maybe, or maybe some asparagus, roasted asparagus, or I don't know, something nice and light and fresh. Because again, you don't want to be having heavy vegetables. I know that some of you would like to sort of think, a nice baked potato with that fish would be nice. If you did do a baked potato, this sauce, I'm going to pour it out for you so I can show you what it looks like. This sauce in a baked potato is to die for. Okay, so we'll do it gently, we'll do it carefully. We're going to pour out a little, oh my God, I love this sauce. Can you see if I'm pouring it, Chris?
Yes.
Do I need to get it a little bit closer?
No, you're good right there.
Come a little closer, honey, hold me tight. You know that one? Right.
I do not know that one.
So here we go, and you can see a really delicious pouring consistency. Now, if you're having a dinner party, you can find some nice little bowls and fill them and put them next to everybody's plate, or you can have a nice jug with a little ladle or something. Let me tell you, even though this is fabulous for fish, fabulous for chicken, fabulous for, what else did I say? So roast beef is lovely. Do you know what else it's fantastic for? You do know, don't you? It's fantastic. I love, my favourite raw vegetable is cauliflower. So I love to use this sauce as a dip, and I'm putting loads and loads on. And you'll see me munching in a minute now. Are you ready? You want some, don't you? I know you want some. Oh. Okay. So that, oh gosh, it's so good. Nice, tangy, just beautiful and delicious with the fish. It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous meal. Now, we know it's Mother's Day. So, Chris, do you have any questions so far while I'm munching?
Oh, we have all kinds of comments. I'm going to start with Dean. Dean knows the song that you're singing. Being the musician he is, I would expect that of him.
Okay.
But he's saying, Happy Mother's Day. I was born on Mother's Day. What a present, huh?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And then he wants to know if we'll post the recipe. And I'll say to you, the recipe is in the setup of this live show. So when you go to Rosemary's YouTube channel, you will find it there in the comments. So it'll be all set when this is done.
But look, let's be clear. Aside from the vegetables, it's taken me 20 5 minutes to prepare it, and I've been talking to you guys and eating at the same time. It is the easiest, but it's the most delicious thing that you could possibly make. And I'm hoping that as I'm going to read out these things, I'm hoping then that the alarm is going to go, that Alexa's going to tell me that fish has had 20 minutes now, come on, and I'm going to take it out and show it to you. If it's not quite done, I'll still show it to you anyway, because you'll get the gist and you'll get the idea of what it really should look like. What I like to do with mine is I like to sort of lift it very gently off of the dish and put it on a nice plate and plate it. You might, again, you might want to sort of, if you've got a big enough plate, you might want to put the sauce on the side, on the plate as well, with a little ladle, so that you can ladle the sauce all over the fish. It will be really, really yummy, I promise. And another thing also that I like about grouper is it's not very bony. That has been my experience, that you're not sort of trying to sort out trillions of bones, and the bones that there are in there are usually sort of big enough that you can find them and pluck them out even before you cook them. So I'm now going to get to my other job. This isn't really a job, is it? This is just fun. But I do need my glasses because it's Mother's Day, and I know that many of you have written in. We only have time to read a few. By the way, in case you're wondering, what is she drinking? Shall I tell you a lie or shall I tell you the truth? What should I do? Chris, what should I do?
Well, Mark thinks you should have been sipping sherry all along.
Do you know, Mark, I searched for it in my cupboard. For the first time that I can ever remember, I do not have sherry in my cupboard. I love, my favourite sherry is Harvey's Bristol Cream, which is a very British thing, but it's delicious. And I now have to hot foot out sometime during the week and get some more, so I'll have some for next week when we do our cooking show, because I always used to, when I cooked on a regular basis, I always used to have a glass of sherry or 2 glasses of sherry as I was cooking, talking. However, I decided, look, it's Mother's Day. I know it was a little early. It was just a bit before 12 when I poured this drink. Do you want to know what's in here? So I have a Coke with some aged rum. Not a lot, because the last thing I want to do is to be slurring my words as I'm talking to you all. But this is a rum and a Coke. But why not? It's Mother's Day. So cheers to everybody here right now. So now we've had, unfortunately, we cannot mention everybody who would like to say have me mention their mummies, but all you have to do is shout out. If they're in the spirit world, they will hear you. If they're here, either pick up the phone and call them, or send a card, or send some flowers, or whatever it is. Or hey, why don't you just maybe take some fish and cook it for your mummy on Mother's Day, or invite her over to your house and do the same thing. So yesterday, and those of you who joined me yesterday, I have to tell you, I don't know what your experience was like, but mine was fantastic. We did our webinar talking to the spirit world, and we gave lots and lots of messages, and people were able to see how it works and how clear those messages were, and what a medium can do. I think it was very enlightening for people to watch as I was able to connect with the spirit world and to see how that side of it worked. But I also think it was very inspirational to people, because they were able to see and to hear the comments from people, the reaction from the people who were getting the messages. And for me, it was just a really lovely, really special, very, very special day. So let's see. So Chris, who was at the webinar yesterday, she says, I really enjoyed the webinar yesterday, and I feel blessed that I was able to receive a message from my dad, which she really did. I will be sharing his message with my mum today, and what a great Mother's Day gift it will be. Oh, I love that. I really love that, Chris. So I called Mum yesterday to let her know I'd be coming over today, and would be blowing her socks off. So that she obviously enjoyed her time on the webinar. She's wondering what I have in store for her. Please wish my mum a happy Mother's Day for me. So Chrissy's mum, Chris, you forgot to put your mummy's name in here, you know. So Chrissy's mum, from all of us in the spirit world, from your husband especially, a happy Mother's Day to you today. All right, so that's for Chris. And then Judy is wishing her mother Ruth Adair, who is in spirit. You do know, Judy, you can do this much better and she'll hear you much better than she will me, but I'm happy to oblige. So Judy, hi, wherever you are. She's wishing her mother, Ruth, wherever you are, Judy's wishing you a happy Mother's Day. And then Maggie wants to wish her mother Shirley, her mother-in-law Eileen, a happy Mother's Day. So Shirley and Eileen, happy Mother's Day. I don't know where they are. They could be in the spirit world. Oh, my brother's popped in here as we're talking. And I've still got my daddy standing to the side of me. So they're joining in. And I'm told by Grey Eagle that they will be messages for all of you. They will be messengers for all of you to send lots of love to your mummies in the spirit world. So Wendy wants to wish her mother Josephine or Jo a happy Mother's Day. And Wendy, definitely sending that message your way. Barb wants to wish her mum Millie a happy Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, Millie's mum. We don't have Millie's mum's name, but Millie, we do. So happy Mother's Day, Millie. Okay, and then Julia. Julia wants to shout out to her mum, Joyce Elaine, 19 years in heaven. So Grey Eagle has his hand on my shoulder, Julia. He tells me that Joyce is in my kitchen with me. Does she like cooking then? Is she around you in the kitchen often? We have her here with us, so that's nice. And then Chris wants to send a big hug to her mum, Pat, also in the spirit world, mother-in-law Sarah, dear Aunt Mary. They're all in heaven. And her sisters, I think she means her mom's sisters, Nancy, Kathy, a pediatrician who has so many children. Now I know that Kathy's here with us, probably Nancy's here, so happy Mother's Day to all of you girls. And Maureen and Jean, and sent happy Mother's Day greetings to her new mother-in-law Elaine. So mother-in-law Elaine, happy Mother's Day to you too. It sounds like you've got a whole family there who all want to celebrate Mother's Day. And if you can't, because of COVID, if you can't join each other because of COVID, if you're stuck because of COVID, or because you live too far away from each other, or one of you lives in one country, one of you lives in another country, you do know that we have Zoom, we have Skype, we have FaceTime, we have, what else do we have? We have, what else do we have? We have all sorts of things going on. So Messenger, yes, we have, thank you. My dad is saying, and you have Messenger. And also, those who love us will be messengers for those who we want to send messages to. So, if you have your dad has passed into the spirit world, and your mum, you can always say to your dad, could you give my mum a kiss, please, for Mother's Day? So you can always use your family as messengers for you as well, because that works really, really well. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. I can smell the fish is cooking. It's got to be almost done. Let me just check with Alexa, shall we? Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Oh, that's very naughty. It's a good thing that I looked at the clock. I did hear Alexa peep, like so, barely, but we did set the time. So I think it's almost done. I can smell that it's almost done. And this is my way of cooking, is eyeballing things, is trying things out, is testing things. And I would love you to do all of that. And for those of you who have my cookbook, I mean, I do suggest, you know, that this is what we should do. We should, you know, experiment with the food that we're making. Just because I say to you 1 teaspoon of salt, put a teaspoon in, test it. If you think it needs a bit more, put in a bit more. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't be worried. Test and check and check and test. Just don't do what a lot of people do. A lot of people think, oh, why don't we try some of this and then put in some of that and then put in some of this, and they don't even try it. Sometimes it turns out fabulously. Most times it turns out a disaster. Any other questions that we've got, Chris? Because in a minute my nose is telling me that this fish is done and I'm going to take it out. But let's have some questions and comments, shall we, before we do that?
Well, I did time it, Rosemary, when you put it in, so it's been 25 minutes.
Oh, 25 minutes. Oh, all right. Let me, hold on 1 second here. I'll put this on here. Let's take this fish out. We don't want, the worst thing in the world would be overcooked fish. So let's just check this while I'm doing this. I don't know how much you can see of me here, Chris.
We can see all of you. Yep.
Oh, you can really? Oh gosh. I hope my bum isn't bending down into the camera.
Keep to the side then.
All right, girls and boys. Oh my goodness. Golly, golly, gosh. You see it, Chris?
Oh, it looks beautiful, golden brown.
Can I, if I move
Yeah,
it back
if you
there?
or even hold it up closer to the camera, then we could probably hear
well,
it
it's
simmering.
hot. It's hot, so give me a second here. I'm going to switch the oven off. Make sure the oven is off. That's the first thing we do. Let's have the questions, and then
There really are no questions, Rosemary. Lots of comments.
let's have some comments then.
Well, both
I've got my nose in the fish here.
both
Let's
Mark and Eric are hoping that you will also wish their mothers a happy Mother's Day,
Absolutely.
as well as Joanne. Yeah, so a lot of people are adding the happy Mother's Day wishes now.
Okay.
Mark saying, "What time is supper or lunch? I'll get on my broom and be there in a stitch."
Well, let's see. My friend is coming around 1, so that's in about 20 minutes or so. And I've still got to do some, I don't know, I might just eat the fish because, well, I've got these raw vegetables, so maybe I'll eat these raw vegetables. But I'm looking at this fish, it's so good. Mark, you are welcome anytime to come and join me for lunch. So any other comments, Chris? What else have we got going
Well,
here?
so many happy Mother's Day wishes to you, Rosemary, and to me as well.
you.
And thank you so much, everyone. Judith says, "I really enjoyed the webinar yesterday. You helped so many people, including me."
Oh, Judy, thank you so much. I'm glad because I love the webinar so much so. Shall we tell them yet, Chris?
Yes, we should.
So yesterday we spent 3 hours and I connected with a lot of people in the spirit world who had messages for their loved ones. Now, of course, it's not possible to give everybody a message. When I go into an audience, there might be 100 people in the audience, there might be 1,000 people in the audience or more. You cannot possibly, it is not possible to give everybody a message. And even though we try to do it fairly, so first come, first serve, so if you sort of put your name down and you're in there early, Chris tries to get everybody through in a fair way, the people who have questions or the people who would like to connect with their loved ones. But every now and again, Grey Eagle throws us a little bit of a spanner in the works. Judith, do you remember? So sometimes Chris can be thinking, as happened yesterday, okay, we've got Patricia, she's next, and poor Patricia comes on, and then Grey Eagle says, no, hold on a second, because we've got this person in the spirit world who wants to give a message, and we've got this guy here who wants to give a message. So basically, what we all have to remember, and I'm not sure if I did explain this clearly enough yesterday, but I certainly will make sure I do it the next time. My role in this is of course, I want to please you all. Of course, Judith, I'm thrilled to bits that you had a fantastic time. Of course I am. But my role in this is not to please you. My role is first and foremost for those in the spirit world to do what it is that they would like me to do. And so Grey Eagle makes sure that if there is someone in the spirit world who, for whatever reason, and we don't always see the reason, but for whatever reason is going to jump the queue, and if Grey Eagle says to me, this person jumping the queue, but this is how it is, I have to listen and I have to pay attention. And unfortunately, then the person you think you're going to be talking to sort of gets shelved a little bit. That happened a couple of times yesterday. And we had, you know, a lovely lady who lost her daughter when her daughter was very small, and that daughter came through from the spirit world. In fact, was not small anymore. She'd grown into a beautiful, beautiful young woman. She was able to give her mother a message. I mean, how nice is that? We had some fabulous messages. I enjoyed it so much, even though I have to say I was exhausted because it was a solid 3 hours. I think we had a 10-minute break in amongst all of that. Chris and I were thinking, I know Chris, weren't we? We were thinking, you know, 15-minute break and then another 15-minute break later on. That's not how it works out at all. We had a 10-minute break right in the middle. So we loved doing it so much that we are, in fact, going to make it a regular feature. Whether it's every month or whether it's every other month, we haven't decided yet. But we have, Chris is in the process of booking the next one, which I do believe, Chris, is on the 26th of June.
Yes.
Now, you won't be able to book a ticket unless, Chris, have you put it on the website?
No.
So
That will be my job tomorrow.
So don't go racing away to the website thinking it's already done. You have to wait until Monday or Tuesday. But if you'd like to join in again, or if you've shared your experience with others and they would like to join in, sometime during the course of this next week, go to the website, rosemaryaltea.com, and you'll see that we've booked another one of those. But we are still excited for the webinar coming up, which is on the 22nd, which is Grey Eagle Speaks. And the day after that, I'm going to be showing you the dessert that we're going to have with this delicious meal. I think it's cool enough, I'm going to put my oven gloves on here, to show all of you. Look at this, everybody. Can you imagine that you put it on a beautiful plate and you dress it up with a few, maybe some baked asparagus, or maybe a little bit of salad or whatever, or maybe, you know, you can sort of cut some lemons in half and put them around, or just dress it up a little bit, and everybody at your table is going to say, ooh, wow, look at that. I'm saying, ooh, I know this dish. I've done it forever. Made it for years and years and years and years and years. So I'm going to see if I can tip it up and give you a little bit of a closer view. Can you see that, Chris?
Tip the back end toward us a little bit. Yeah. Wow.
Not so
that
easy
looks...
to do because it's sort of,
yeah, you're reaching across. Watch your back.
Oil there. So do you see that?
Yes.
And it is, I can smell that it's yummy. I don't even need to taste it. And along with this, you would have maybe, as I've said, some asparagus, or I don't know, whatever vegetable you like. And here is the sauce, which I'm so tempted to put my finger in. You just want to, whatever you use this for, you just want to, even if it's over the fish, what you want to do when you've finished, you just want to get your finger, you just want to wipe it through the sauce and lick off every remnant of sauce that there is. It's fantastic sauce. All right, so this is it. So now, for our celebration month, we have the cream cheese with fruit. We have, which you can see on last week's video, we have this unbelievable grouper, or you can use any kind of fish, but a nice white fish I think is better. You can use grouper, you can use cod, which is what I usually do, but grouper is probably one of my favorites. Or you can, you know, any sort of fish, chicken, is great for this sauce. So we're having the grouper. We're going to have some delicious vegetables. We're going to have this amazing sauce. Of course, by the time we have our celebration dinner, which will be on my birthday, I'll have eaten the sauce. And I'll have eaten the cream cheese. I'm going to have to be making more of it. Oh, what hard work. You can see, right? How hard was this? So all of this took less than 25 minutes. Bingo. And there you have it. All right. Thank you for joining me in Rosemary's Kitchen today. I'd like to say thank you to Chris. I'd like, of course, to say thank you to Grey Eagle, to my daddy, who's chuckling, and he's already dipping his finger in the sauce, let me tell you. I love it that my brother's come again today, and that he's going to be a messenger for all of you out there. He knows you. They know who you are. Grey Eagle's going to send him out there as a messenger to tell you all of your mummies who are in the spirit world a happy Mother's Day. And so it's nice to have them, and it's wonderful to have you all in my kitchen. And next week I'll be making crème pâtissière, which is a simple, it's French for pastry cream. That's what it is, right? Pastry cream. I'm going to show you what you can do with pastry cream. And I'm going to get some little phyllo shells. You can get them in the freezer, everybody. You don't have to make your own phyllo. I like to make my own phyllo. And I like to make my own, I often make cream slices. You don't even know what they are in America, but golly, they're delicious. With a nice thick custard inside, a crème pâtissière. My grandson loves it when I make pastry cream, because I make a chocolate pastry cream just for him. So we're going to be doing that with some cherries on the top. I'm going to show you how to do a quick and easy dessert that goes with all of this delicious food that we have here. In the meantime, tomorrow I'm going to be talking with Chris.
Josephine.
I'm going to be talking with Josephine. We tried to do this on Friday. Unfortunately, Josephine lost her internet service. I'm going to show you all about the exercise for the bottom brick, and I think that's going to be at noon tomorrow, right, Chris?
Yes.
On our Motivational Monday. It's going to motivate you all to really take a really good look at who you are, how you became who you were, and it's also going to help you if you've got some skeletons, or if you've got situations in your life that you have a hard time dealing with, or if you've got issues that you have difficulty voicing. Watch tomorrow, because it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And we're going to be doing that with Josephine. On Tuesday, we're going to be having our off-the-cuff stuff. We might have off-the-cuff stuff tomorrow as well. You never know where we're going to be. Wednesday, we're going to do our Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to be showing you all again how to give healing and how to visualize, if you can, maybe a tumor, or maybe a sore, or maybe a difficult and painful place on your body, that we can, by visualizing, we can use the energy that we have within us, and also tapping into that universal God energy that we have. I'm going to show you how to visualize and see if we can get rid of that stuff. And then, of course, on Friday, we have another bottom brick. If you want to know more about us, we also have Saturday. Let's not forget Saturday, where we have story time. And if you want to know more about it, there is a calendar on my website, rosemaryaltea.com. Join us then. In the meantime, I know what I'm going to be doing in a minute. Oh, what do you think? I'm looking at the fish. I cannot believe that I haven't put a fork in this and tried it yet. I cannot believe it, but it looks fabulous and smells fabulous. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So all of you out there, please, whether you're a mummy or a daddy, whoever you are, please, 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 all of you, have a very, very, very blessed Mother's Day today. Have a very blessed rest of Sunday. And I shall see you, when I see you. And again, I will remind you, if you want to join our webinars, which I think, who was it? Chris said she's telling her mum today, will blow your socks off. If you want to join us for our webinars, go to the website and check us out, rosemaryaltea.com. Thank you, all of you, for joining. It's been a real, real pleasure. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody. And thank you especially to all of you. Bye-bye, everybody.